In this video we're going to make the return line and install the return and feed line for our turbo. This video was a very hard video to make because there's so many moving parts, so many little things making the return line. So you need to put the fittings on the pipe and all that stuff. Then you had the flange for the return line into the turbo. It had a little hole to make it pressure, right? But we don't need pressure because it's a journal bearing. I researched and all that stuff, so so we opened the hole and all that stuff. So anyway, I'm not going to spoil it. Watch the video. And I almost forgot the bloody moon. I got some of that, so watch that too. Okay, I'm gonna get electrical tape. There's one part here I want to cut right here. So I'm going to get this electrical tape and I'm going to put it here very tight. So now technically if I cut right in here, it's going to look very nice. So I have my Dremel here. Let me see, I think I am zoomed in. Yeah, let's see. Oh wow, this is stinky. Look what happened. Look at the size of the thing. So it ate all my thing. We have the red part we're trying to put on top of it. See if I can squeeze everything in. Actually, electric tape is the thing, because you can put it there and you can squeeze a lot. Well, remember I said it was simple. Forget about it. It's gonna get like this. There you go. I think now I have enough that I can put my pipe in there. Oh wow. There you go. I think now I need to get the tools and just tie them up. Okay, so I'm gonna get a rag, put in here, because I scratch a little bit the red side. I'm gonna use this here, which is just gonna hold it tight, and this big one in here, so I'm able to tighten that up. And this will definitely not be the prettiest ever, but it's all screwed already. Alright, so let's take this guy out of here. Oh. These people like gasket shit. It's like, wow, look at that. Alright, something very good happened now. That's not very usual. So instead of me getting the one that came in the kit and expanding this hole so I could fit in there, I was able to use the take the one that was in there out, it had this fitting here, which I believe it's a copper fitting, which came from like probably Lowe's, or which is fine. I'm not, that's actually very good, but I would need to put a hose and a clamp, and I want to do that. So I had this fitting here from the other kit. We made this cable here, which fits perfectly in there, and this is the oil return, right? So this goes on the bottom, and this is the fitting that came with the kit, and this is what was in the car from the Subaru, and it actually fits. So fits all the way to the bottom, and it tightens up, and of course it's some left over here, but it doesn't matter because it's very tight. So I'm gonna get ultra gray. I'm going to put ultra gray around here, and I'm going to screw this down. I'm gonna check down here to see if there's no ultra gray. I also got the gasket I had on that kit and just expand the hole a little bit so I wouldn't have like oil sitting here. And I'm gonna also put ultra gray in here and there and put all together. Battery's about to die. Yeah, I gotta get a new tripod stack. So let's keep going. Alright, so 2 parts. I'm gonna get ultra gray. So what I'm going to do, I'm tempted to get ultra gray and put in here. So I'm gonna put in the beginning of that these screws, the thread, and I'm going to go the way to where I think it's going to get screwed. So that's what I did. I do not recommend you to do that. And there you go. So now I'm going to get this here. I'm going to tight as much as I can so I heard cracks. And so now I got something like this. See here? So I'm gonna put my dirty finger there, and there you go. I'm gonna do 2 laps. It's like I'm running, right? And I want that everywhere except in the hole, right? So I'm gonna put some ultra gray, which is the same one I use in the engine, and it's like that. And I'm going to squeeze this guy there and be sure that nothing gets in the inside, on the inside. So it did a little bit, so I'm gonna clean that as much as I can, but I'm gonna let it be. So let's go on there. Coat in here, just a very thin one, and yeah, so I'm gonna put it in there. This strip, there you go. So that's that. This pipe will be here. Look how nice it looks. It screws all the way to the end, and now it goes in here. So I need to, right down there. Right, so see how much I have. So I could leave like this, but that I think is too much, in my opinion. Why we installed the oil cooler. Just came inside really quick, and it is a special moon tonight. Check it out. Okay, check that out. Yeah. I think it's getting. We're gonna go very slow.
Oh, the light's coming back.
Look. Oh.
Cool.
Those are my fittings, and this is the size I need to cut. Alright. This here. This here. So I guess I'm going to cut here. If I cut too short, I have no way to fix it. If I cut too big, I can always go back and cut. So I'm going to stretch as much as I can, and boom. Yeah, look at that. It's all the way in. So now there is a set of screws in there. Not sure if you can see, and then it ends, and that's where you want your stuff to be. Now you put this part here in the hole, which is going to seal it. Seal it. That's what I mean. And it's a good idea to put a piece of tape here. The first one I've done, I didn't do that, so I'm not sure if it moved up, right? So you put a piece of tape here. When I'm done, this tape gotta be on the same spot. Does it make sense? So you know that you screw, but you didn't pull this out. It's almost all the way to the end. There is a specification. Yeah, I screw some of the things. There's a spec, and it moved up too. Look at that. I hope this is not enough. So now we have the turbo part, which is screwed already, and I put gasket. This is all done. So I'm going to screw this guy there. There we go. It's good enough. And now down here, we are going to put our boy in there first. This one has a little gasket in it, which honestly I trust better. But there you go. And now we're gonna put our pipe. So I'm kind of moving the pipe here and there. Boom. I think that's it. That's our return line. It's there. Alright, return line done. And now it's time for us to I need to open up this hole a little bit. Look at this. See, the hole gets thinner. This is to promote pressure. But you have two kinds of turbo. Bearing turbos, or ball bearing, or journal bearing. This is journal bearing. Ball bearing is I saw a video from Jay from Real Street Performance. The ball bearings are like bearings from or skateboard, right? The wheel of the skateboard, but it's larger like this and goes inside. So that one needs pressure. The journal bearing, which is this one, does not need pressure. So in here, we had one of those, which is not restricting the flow whatsoever. So I don't want to put this here because I don't think it's nice, as you can see, right? And if I do this, I cannot use my oil line, which is pressure fitted and all that stuff. I need to use a pipe and put a clamp which there is a possibility that it gets loose, oil fly away and all that stuff. I don't want that to happen. So I decide to screw this hole. Hole is a little bigger, but I need bigger than that. So I think I'm gonna do like this. This is not going to squeeze it. Right, and look at the size of it. So I just need to kind of polish inside, which is going to optimize the flow, and I guess we are going to install it. So I have the Ultra Gray here. It's been sitting in the garage, I mean, since I assembled my engine. So I'm gonna get a piece of paper, squeeze some, let it out. So if there is some hard part, it'll be there. So I'm gonna go to this piece here, and I'm going to go around this hole. I'm not quite interested to go around these screws because it's not gonna give me anything. I'm going to put some in here. So I'm just going around and be sure that that doesn't cover my hole in here, right? So gonna do like this just to be sure that I just need a thin layer, nothing crazy. There you go. There you go. So I need to be sure to change this glove in a minute. Now the gasket, I'm gonna put the gasket right there. And now I'm gonna put this guy right up here. Alright, gotta clean my hands real quick. And there you go. Now I'm gonna get the 2 screws I bought, which are here. I got this thread lock. I'm gonna put the link of everything on the description. And what I'm going to do is not going crazy. This goes all the way down, so I'm gonna put this right around here, just a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, I'm not crazy about this thing here, but I'm going to use for this application. So I don't know. All right, just a little bit, put in there. Oh yeah, 1 quart. But I mean, yours, if you're doing the same thing, probably will be different, because I just got those ones and I had no idea. I just knew the size and the screw I was getting. So I think the good thing to do would be to add a pressure washer in here, and so I might do that really quick before the thread lock dies. So now we can safely put this here on top. So this is how it's going to look like. Look at that. And of course you got to squeeze a little bit and it's going to be good. The only thing is this side here moves, so I need to start from the back. See, here it moves, and here I don't know if it was made wrong or not sure what the deal was, but this one doesn't. So I'll start from this one, turn the cable and all that stuff. So let's go on the back to the back of the engine. Alright, so we have a two-step process, two-process step now. I changed a little bit of my plans. because I'm adding a oil cooler, which is going to mess with the filter, I'm going to connect the gauge sensor, the fuel and oil gauge. I'm going to connect down there, so I'm not gonna add that square here and stuff. You know, the least amount of connections you have, the least amount of problems you can possibly have. So the same thing works for software development. So I'm going to get some ultra gray and put like towards the end of this thread. Not going too crazy. So I just put at the end some, and I'm going to put this on this hole, which is where we put the sensor. So there's a sensor that goes in here, and ooh, that's tight. That goes to the oil cooler. I added a O-ring in here at the end. I doubt I need to put anything here. So should I or should I not? Get my fingers dirty here. That's it. Just a dab. Yeah, I'm not quite 100% sure about this, but so gonna do it anyway. There you go. So sucky part is I need to keep moving the whole thing. So now I have everything tight. I have my gasket and I have my O-ring. All right. Yeah, look at that. All right, so now we have this coming from the back of the engine, and I'm going to put it here. I already heard that we need a T in here, L, which is going to make this like that, and I think I need to get it, but I cannot. I don't have it right now, and I'll need to order online. It's going to take a while and all that stuff. So I'm going to try to just thread it down. There you go. Look at that. Before I didn't have any light, now I have a lot. So this is the result of our return line, which we made that, right? And our feed line. So the feed line came from this back thingy here. I do not know where to get this. I know I got it. It came with a car. Came with the car. I mean, came with the gauges when I got the gauges, and that's what I have. For the sensor, when we install this here, which is the oil cooler, this oil cooler, just like a little preview, the gasket area goes up here, so we're going to install like this. You see that this is clean here, and we install like that. Press it tight. The part that goes on top, if you follow here, whatever touches the left or the right is the let's call input for the cooler, but it's the output in here. So this is the output, means that those two here will always be running, right? So if you put a sensor in here, you're good to go, and those two here will be closed, and they will only open when we reach 180 degrees. So the oil will be in the oil cooler, but it won't return. So that's how it works. I just hope that this is not too bulky and the filter doesn't like go too deep and don't it doesn't get too low and hit the floor and all that stuff. But I guess this is subject for another video, right? I know it's been a long run, but it's about to be ready. I guess next steps, I need to fit that oil cooler I just showed you and remove the it's not the flywheel, it's the dented, the teeth one. I don't know how that thing is called. Remove that and install here with the clutch, and then just take the car to the car wash somehow and make it work. Put this inside and compression test and all that stuff. Actually, I'm gonna compression test here. I'm not gonna put in the engine in the car yet. So yeah, so hit the like button if you like. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel. I see a lot of people subscribing. Each subscription I see there, oh, someone subscribed to your channel, it's like a victory for me. It's so cool, and you know, that helps support the channel, and I appreciate it. So if you can subscribe, and also check out my blog, www.carmodsgarage.com. Thank you guys, later.